A man who was to be sentenced today for first-degree murder will have to wait. Mark Bent was supposed to receive his sentence today, but that didn't happen.
He is charged with killing 23-year-old Nicholas Bird. Braden Wilson attended the court hearing today. He joins us now here in the studio. Braden, why didn't the sentencing happen?
Todd, the reason for the postponement is because Bent claims there are 2 police reports he didn't recognize. This came out during the pre-sentencing investigation. Mark Bent pleaded guilty for a shooting in early September of last year. 23-year-old Nicholas Bird was shot multiple times. Bent later called 911 and reported his involvement. I spoke with the Bonneville County prosecutor to find out how often something like this happens and what happens next.
It's pretty uncommon, although discovery is something that is a focal point of pretrial procedures. I mean, we are constantly trying to make sure that everything that comes into us gets over to the defense. Then the defense has to constantly make sure that everything comes to them, gets to the defendant. So commonly before you go to trial, you'll do a final review and you'll just, in fact, we've had defense attorney come over and sit down in our office and just go through everything that we have to make sure that they got it. And usually you try to do that far enough in advance of a trial so it doesn't affect it, delay it.
The judge scheduled a status hearing for January 8th. The hearing will double check to make sure all the evidence compiled by the state has been reviewed by Bent and his defense team. That hearing will then decide what happens next, whether it means Bent changes his plea or if he will be sentenced.
If he wants to then just proceed to sentencing like we were planning today, then that would be set up for the next hearing. And if he feels like something else has to happen, then of course we'll discuss that on that day.
Says all parties involved want to ensure everything happens right the first time. For Local News 8 in studio, I'm Braden Wilson.